Greetings everyone, BJ Weiler here. We're back in Stronghold Kingdoms, day 199 for USA, for World USA number 2. So we've got some scouts out and about. What we've also done, let me adjust this here. There we go, just a bit there. Completed some research, we've completed some quests, and we've gone through a glory round where our ally, House 13, won and houses 1 and 2 eliminated. Now, glory is sort of a contest. As you can see here, House 5 has 1100 points, 2615, 20,000, 127, 48, 16, 12, 20. Now, all the houses in the world participate in this. So these are all the houses here. And this is, of course, our faction, which is not part of a house because it is a sort of a minor league faction to the major league faction of the Wolf Pack, which is in House 13. But what this does is that each player, as you can see here, our points totals, gets points for doing things in the game. Now if you're in a house, these points, I didn't do that, count towards the glory contest here. Now in Age 1, which this world is, it's the first age, 1 million points are required to win the glory round by a house. Now when a house reaches 1 million points, two houses with the least amount of points are eliminated from the contest. Now they are not eliminated from the game, they are simply eliminated from the contest. So this goes on round after round until we have, as you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses remain. Now, every time a house wins a glory round, they get a star. So as you can see, House 9 has won 3 glory rounds, House 13 has won 3, and House 6 has won 1. So, once we are down to 6 houses remaining, every time the glory round is won, only one of the houses is eliminated, the one with the least amount of points. So at this point, if the glory round was to be over right now, I believe House 5, yes, House 5 would be eliminated. The next round would take place with these 5 houses, and so on and so forth, till 1 remained. Now, a house with a star, if they should happen to lose the glory round by having the least amount of points, they just lose their star. They get to come back the next round, but without the star. They lose again, then they are eliminated. So, House 6 here actually has 2 chances not to be eliminated. Actually, 1 chance. If they lose this glory round, they lose the star, they get to go again. If they lose again, they are then eliminated. So we've got to lose 3 times before we're in danger of eliminating, as House 9 is. Now, once there is 1 house remaining who wins a glory round, the world we are playing in resets and begins the next age. There are currently 5 ages, so all the more established worlds, the worlds that have been up and running the longest, most of them are in ages 4 or the more recent age 5. And the ages basically introduce different gameplay elements. It shakes the world up a bit, so different features and different gameplay elements, different core elements of the game change during that age. So, as you can see, we've still got a little while to go before we have to worry about the world resetting. And when, of course, the world resets, all houses are disbanded, all factions are disbanded, so you have to rejoin your house and your faction. All the capital buildings, such as the parishes, the provinces, and the capital worlds, their towns are cleared out, their castles are cleared out, everything is eliminated and starts fresh. So I will no longer be steward, and the town and the castle of Grand will be emptying and must be rebuilt from scratch. However, all players do keep their current level of research, keep their cards, keep their armies. Nothing affects the player villages at all. It's simply the world around the villages changes and resets. That being said, let's see where we're at here. We are almost to 130, so we're going to level up once we hit 130. So we are currently still Alderman 4th class, which we leveled up to in our last video. Oh, as you can see, I think in our last video we had the siege camp up here. This one didn't last as long. It's already done. But before that one ended, this one appeared over here in Grand. So overnight, both launched their attacks. The one in Bellevue launched its final attack, so it is now gone. And the one in Grand lost its first attack. So it'll be around here for a couple more days at least. Also in the meantime, we gained some achievements. And we hunted some wolves, as you can see, and we scouted 2 more wolf lairs, so we'll be taking a look at those and sending our armies out if they are quite adequate. Do some scouting, thank you. However, achievements here are nice in that they award you with some good stuff. So, Horsemaster Diamond, I get 2,000 honor for that. The Lightning Speed Gold, I get 1,000 honor, so achievements can be seen here. Different levels of achievements. So the base here, as you can see by the ring around the medallion, is iron. So I've killed 16 bandits, so I am an iron lawbringer here. I captured 1 village iron, 1 Brad's Castle iron. So it goes from iron to silver. And starting with silver is when you start getting some of these bonus rewards. So I am close to becoming a gold protector. Only 215 wolves away. Still got a lot of forging to do. Still got a lot of selling to do. Still got a lot of wolf lairing to do. But here is where I achieved gold by uncovering 200 of the mystery stashes. Of course, diamond. I scouted 1,000 resource stashes. Got a long way to go before I reach double diamond. And then now apparently most of the achievements only go up to gold. So there's only a handful of them. Of course, the 2 that I am at right now are the ones that have extra levels, which are diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, and sapphire. Similar to the ranks of the playing cards we can get. So let's see if any resource stashes in our honor circle have appeared. Okay, looks like they're going after those stashes, so I won't worry about if you're not in our honor circle. Oh, that's right, I forgot about this. So what we're going to do, since we research banqueting, we can actually throw a banquet. This guy almost back. Much longer, just less than 2 minutes. So you can throw a banquet. We can either go here, hold banquet, or we can go up here, hold banquet. So which each level we allow the banqueting goods here. So this is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and so on. There, so we have to research to allow each one of these into our banqueting table. So of course, as you saw last episode, we researched the 1st level of banqueting, so the next level will allow us to use Chaz, and of course it'll open up the ability to place the buildings that will produce those resources, and of course level their productivity up, such as with all the other resources. But back here, banqueting. So as you can see, I have 160 venison. The multiplier is 1, so I will only get 160 honor. Now this is per village, so I can hold a banquet in Tantonitis, go over to Trinitaria, hold a banquet there, and do the same thing with however much venison. So since we are maxed out in venison in both Tantonitis and Trinitaria, if I were to hold banquets in both, I would actually end up with a 320 honor, 160 from each village. Now each level of banqueting good increases the multiplier. So the chairs will be x2. Where are we at here? The chairs will be 2 times, so 160 chairs will actually give me 320. And if I hold that level of banquet, it will consume both of these. So it will be 320 plus 160, which is 480 or whatever the total is. So this is 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x, and 8x. So if you hold the most, so if you're maxed out on all your banqueting goods and you hold, and you've unlocked all of them, and you hold such a banquet, you can really get a good big old honor boost there. So when you hold a banquet, the resources used from each resource that you have unlocked, the max will be the lowest of your resource. So if I were to hold a max banquet now, I would actually only use 112 of each of these, even though I only have 160 because I only have 112 wine. I cannot use more than 112 wine, therefore I cannot use more than 112 of each of the other resources. So venison would give me 112 honor, this would give me 224 honor, this would give me 336 honor, and so on and so forth, all tallied up. So I think by now our scouts are back, so what we're going to do is go ahead and scout this so we can rebuild our venison stash quickly. Oh, who's still out and about? Should have all 4. Back did I lose? Oh yes. I think one of the flares stole a scout, so we will have to quickly buy a scout and go back, yeah? And after this, I'll have to hit it a couple of times to rebuild to 160, but we're going to give ourselves a small boost here by holding a banquet. That should do it. Now, of course, there's no way to adjust how much you use. You will use the maximum of each resource that you're allowed to use automatically. So we will hold a humble banquet. Of course, I did have a quest for a humble banquet. I actually held that after I completed the video yesterday because I had to wait to complete the one quest that was, I believe, selling or donating 100 packets of goods to the parishes. So that took a little while, but I managed to get it done. And afterwards I figured, hey, there's a venison stash out there. I go hold a banquet, since the research by that time was completed, and then rebuild. So I rebuilt, and we shall do so again, and we will give ourselves a diddy little honor boost here for Tantonitis. And it's just that easy. Now, hopefully nobody else hits that stash until we rebuild it. So, let's see here. Dual flares. You know what? That's okay, Trinitaria. Good. Still has all 4 scouts. So we will continue to scout this cheese stash. We will send 3 because we are still waiting for our stash to appear in Grand. And fair play and grabby. Ah! And right on cue, there it is. Let's go get that stash, and that'll push us up over 130,000 honor. So good. In the meantime, let's first take a look at these wolf flares. Yes, of course, that is in Grand. So, small minor one. Oh, wow. That one is actually down in Fairplay. That's that guy down in Fairplay that's scouted. So he's actually a minor one too. Thanks to this village, which brings down the average rank of the parish. He's a bumpkin. Even though he is a high-ranking duke, that bumpkin brings down the average rank of the parish, which means most of the enemy AI that appear will be of the weaker variety. So that works out nicely. So we will send... Let me see who's closer. I think Tantonitis is a little bit closer. 8 minutes 41. Yeah, 2 seconds closer scouting, so just a hair bit closer. So we will send from Tantonitis. And that should be more than enough. So yeah, so half an hour to get there. Move back here to Trinitaria. Head after these guys. More than enough there. Send them after, and they get less than 20 minutes to hit them. So we are almost at that stash. Come on, we're almost there. Come on, we're almost there. Come on, we're almost there. Boom, 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 boom. And we got it. We got our honor. And we got some ale. Good. I think we need a little bit of ale. Just a tiny amount, so we'll waste some, but that's quite alright. Served its purpose by bumping us up. Oh, you know what I did want to do? I did want to trade between villages here, since we are out of fish in Tantonitis. I'll send some fish that way. Trinitaria, or Tantonitis to Trinitaria. We'll send some bows. Alright, in a good 45 minutes, 46 minutes. I will eventually have to level up my merchants, because it certainly is inefficient at this point to trade between the cities, and once I capture our third, I will definitely need to be doing a lot more trading between cities. Villages, towns, what have you. Now, in the meantime, let's review some of our battles here as our wolf hunter, so I can delete these 2 reports, because we will most certainly finish off these wolf lairs. Enemy attacks, enemy attacks. Our wolf lair hunting. That's where we left off. Oh, not bad. Nice easy one here in the parish of Grand. Nice big one here, which I believe this one was in the parish of Bellevue. Similar to the other big one we reviewed. And there we have it. Wolf Hunter Extraordinaire. Good. Good. Excellent. You might have noticed too that newbie village here has vanished, so that was an inactive player. There are certain time limits without a premium token for activity, so of course a newbie is like a week or something like that. So basically, as soon as peace runs out, if you've been inactive from the start, you are booted. So, of course, the higher the rank you are, longer it is. I think the max active time without a premium token is 60 days. If you have a premium token, that time starts ticking when the token runs out. So, even though it would have been nice to cap that village, it would have been way too much of an honor penalty. So, if you recall from our earlier videos, where we actually capped Where is Wally here, that was, you know, a pretty significant penalty. It was 50,000 honor. And, of course, the higher your rank, or the bigger the difference between your rank and the player you are capping or even attacking, the bigger the honor penalty. So, we had an ally down here in Silverthorn. Yesterday, Dragon Soul capped this village, and he ended up with a 360,000 honor penalty. So he's going to be in the negative for a bit of time. So it behooves me. So if I were to attack this guy, for instance, let's do this. If I were to attack him, and let's say I want to pillage, I'm losing only 164 honor. Because he's a freeman, so he's not the base level. Let's cancel that attack, please, thank you. So if I go find a newbie here, is he a relative newbie? A bumpkin? Yes. So, oh, he's in peacetime. Somebody who's a relatively newbie who's not in peacetime. He's a yokel, so if I were to attack him, to pillage, as you can see, a much bigger honor penalty, because he is much lower rank. However, if I were to, let's cancel that, please. If I were to attack, say, somebody who is higher rank than me, you see minimal honor penalty. So yes, even though you attack somebody who's a higher rank than you, you still get an honor penalty. Now this was actually a point of contention during the alphas. The honor penalty, I believe, was already was there for even attacking somebody who's a higher rank than you. And there was some debate among the alpha players whether there should be a penalty at all if you're attacking a higher level player. After all, the player is a higher level than you. So, should there be any penalty at all, and should there not even be an honor gain since you're attacking and successfully attacking somebody who is presumably much better prepared than you? Oh, they're automatic with their token. It's time for their automatic, but they hopefully won't be taking all of it. So we'll see what remains. So the eventual conclusion was that, yes, there should still be an honor penalty if you're attacking somebody higher than you, because if there were to be honor gain or no penalty at all, what could conceivably and probably most likely would happen was that you would get all these lower level players just attacking the higher ranked players with impunity. Because there would be no penalties, they can just attack, all day as their resources allow. However, if the higher level player were to attack back for retribution, he, of course, would get that big, deep honor penalty. So that was the point of contention. By maintaining a minimal honor penalty, you couldn't have these lower level players attacking with impunity, not worrying about not getting a retribution sent against them. Because, it's a higher ranked player attacking lower ranked player, the penalty is much, much worse, and you actually end up suffering because of it. For a minute I was hoping it was reinforcing me, but apparently not. So, hence, anytime you attack a player, you will receive some sort of honor penalty, and the size of that penalty, again, is based upon the difference between your rank, their rank, whether they are higher than you, and whether they are lower than you. So, by the time I reach Squire, when I can take my next village, which is right here, as I mentioned in the previous video, I'll probably be looking at a higher ranked player than even this guy here. Because capturing a village, of course, and raising villages give the most penalty to honor. However, I do have a... let's see what here. I do have, I think, a fabulous host in this robber baron. I might go ahead and pillage at some point. Quick 500 gold there. Perhaps I will save that for next video then, since my armies are already out. And certainly, even if I do, say, attack this guy, we'll lose a few peasants due to the keep, depending on how upgraded he has his keep. So much longer do we have here for these guys? 5 more minutes, alright. So, don't even want to bother with the wolf lairs here, because obviously with the wolf's castle there, the average rank of that is fairly high. And again, with this guy being the sole village there, that will keep it high. So who do we have here? We've got a Villain, a Yeoman, there's a couple low levels there, Bumpkin 3 low levels, so this wolf pack might not be as bad. Let's see how much is left, 92, so I don't think that's going to be quite enough to max out, so we will have to continue to look for venison on the map at some point. Way down there, but that's quite a fair distance. Looks like there's some activity there anyway. Oh, looks like southeast Wyoming has finally been captured, or has been opened enough to where somebody has been able to, a house has been able to take over the province. So House 13. So Casper's probably the country. Is that the province? Province? The county. The county is southeast Wyoming, so that would be Cheyenne more than likely then. Casper would be Wyoming. Yes, Casper would be the country. Or the province, I should say. Casper is that's the province of Wyoming, as we are in the province of Colorado. It is the country, yeah, of Denver. The Rockies, the country of the Rockies, more or less. A little bit more confusing because these terms, of course, are left over from the Alpha, or have always been that way, but more or less based on the UK. Yeah. Been nice to have it make a little bit more sense in that we would use the U.S. terms such as, county, state, then region. But anyway, where are we? We were looking at Cheyenne. Yeah, so Cheyenne is a province, House 12. Which I believe have been eliminated from the glory round. As you can see, House 12 is not part of the glory round. But they can still play the game, essentially. They just cannot be part of the contest. Now, winners of the contest get their name on the website, and they get basically wheel spins. As you might have seen from our previous videos, a couple of quests gave us wheel spins, so the winners, aside from getting their name emblazoned upon the website in the Hall of Heroes, they get wheel spins, which offer some pretty nice prizes here. Alright, we're back. Alright, let's go cap these. So we got 48s, 92s, 140, so we'll be 20 shy. If nobody else comes after it, which I don't think so. It's actually been relatively quiet the last 24 hours or so here. It's pretty much down here. Guys, some of those guys active, but my general vicinity here been nice and quiet, so it gave me a chance to not only complete whatever quest it was that I completed, but actually I was able to, after I completed the parish donation quest, I actually got a quest to uncover resource stashes 15, to uncover 15 in 24 hours, and I was able to finish that in about 4.5 hours yesterday, so it worked out nicely. The quiet times they do. So we're a scant 30 seconds away. Meantime, let's send these guys up. Let's go to Trin. Scout that stash out. Do we have anything else to uncover? Let's see. Stash in Walden. Nothing in Hot Sulfur. Nothing in Grabby. Nothing in Fair Play. Nothing in... there's Lovelands. So these three have possibility of popping, so we will send only 3. Just in case a stash pops, so we have a good shot of going after it. We have attacked successfully, I presume. We lost a peasant, but that's no surprise. And a wee drop of honor as usual. Now that report available to attacker, that's a little safeguard against somebody plopping down one peasant in an attack, because obviously, even without scouting this wolf's den, if I were to attack the wolf den, the report I would get from the attack, whether I was successful or whether my armies were defeated. As you can, those old, I think I might have, yeah, I might leave the old wolf. That one, but it was seen in a previous video where I attacked a wolf flare and lost twice. I still get that report, so I can still, even losing, I will still be able to see what the castle looks like at that point in time, just as if I scouted the castle, the lair of the bandit camp, what have you. So with that report available to attacker gives a slight time buffer, so that somebody can't say send one peasant against me here in Trinitaria and be able to see what my castle looks like at that time they attack. Even though they would have lost, the peasant would have been killed immediately. Without that report available to attacker buffer, they'd be able to see what my resources are for basically minimal effort without having to expend their scouts, and risk losing their scouts. If I was a much higher rank in my castle, very heavily defended, I could presumably kill all scouts that they get there and not get the report. So when you send in an attack, you will get a report either way. So what that report to attacker is the buffer that the attacking army must last at least that long before the attack is available. Therefore, you basically have to send a sizable army to last long enough, perfect, in order to get that. So I can attack anything without having to scout it first, but of course I wouldn't necessarily know what their defenses are, so that first army might be wiped out. But it's a risk certain players play. So I could send my Trinitaria army after this guy. They would most certainly last. If I sent all, how many troops? 8,400 troops I've got in Trin at this point. How many? I got 83. Most certainly they would last long enough to get the report. So I wouldn't necessarily have to scout it, but I'd waste a whole army doing it, because presumably he's pretty well built up and would defeat my first army. Now then, I could send, of course, I would have that report, so I could send my army from Tan. And if I thought I would be able to defeat them with the second attack, I could very well do that. So yes, you can send multiple attacks against a single target within a short span of time. Basically, the way it works, if you're going to attack a high-level target, like a heavily defended parish, you would send 5 or 6 armies, one right after the other. So your first army hits, wears down the defenses. The next army hits several seconds later, wears down the defenses a little bit more, maybe punches a hole. The third army goes deeper, or the fourth army even deeper, until you can punch a big enough hole to reach the keep. So that's basically how attacks against well-defended targets work here. You can't actually combine your attacks, so I can't say combine, my Tan and Trin army against a village to where I have 200 troops attacking. Each army still attacks individually, so I would want to time it to where one attacks right after the other to prevent the target from being able to rebuild his defenses in between attacks. But unfortunately, as I said, you can't combine attacks, so you can't have 5 players send their full complement of armies as one bulk. Again, they would have to send one right after the other. So you're basically, depending on how heavily, if you assume that you need 6 army attacks to successfully destroy a target or reach your goal, you're basically sending the first 5 armies as the sacrificial lambs, and the 6th one will be the successful one, instead of combining all 6 together in one large attack. Is that in range too? I don't think that's going to be in range. Oh yeah, it's just out of range of Trin. Probably out of range, yeah, even further for Tan, so I won't necessarily worry about that one. But before we wrap up this video, what we are going to do is going after that. Perfect. Good rumors to that, wolf flare. We're going to level up here. Oh, I gotta do this first, so we are going to go Alderman 3rd class, and we'll do some research here. So let's go here. We are most certainly going to upgrade our defenses. Ooh, I might want to boost up the guardhouse too, huh? Oh, we most certainly want to do that. And I think longbow we did last time, so this time we will do pike. But I also want to upgrade my banqueting. So we will do banqueting. We will most definitely do banqueting. That way I can start holding banquets to boost up my honor. Since I think the next rank after I get to alderman, I believe it was 20,000? For gentlemen, it's 20,000 per rank, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ranks to gentlemen as well. So at 20,000, that's what, 120,000. So right now, I've got enough honor to get through all the ranks of gentlemen, but I am still going to be short second and first class aldermen. So I need about 140,000 honor then. 10, 20, 120 for him. So I need 140,000 honor in order to get through all of aldermen and gentlemen and prepare for page. Page, I believe, is what, 35,000 per rank. Or per class at that point. And like I said, I need to get to Squire to get my third village. So let's pop on over here. So we've got our defenses, we've got our banqueting. And so upgrade. So we get an armor boost to the troops, even if it's not our troops. Even though I am using in both villages my liege lords stationed army, this will affect them. So basically, if you have a liege lord, they station an army in your village, and you use them to defend your castle. You cannot use them to attack. You can only use them to defend your castle. Your level of research is what affects them. Now, they can actually use their army to attack from your village, and them using their attack, if they were to attack a wolf lair or another player or something like that, it would be their level of research for the attacking army. For the defending, it's your level of research. And of course, vassals can only use the stationed army to defend. The liege lord can use that army to attack. And of course, in a time of war, say my liege lord were to attack a House 9 player, naturally the House 9 players would come to attack my village, even though it was the liege lord's army attacking, because the liege lord can attack them from my village. So that's one of the things beneficial. Vassal, of course, gets honor for having a liege lord. Well, let me upgrade this before we go through that. I think I'm going to upgrade. I think I'm going to leave pike for now, because that 40% boost seems good enough for the moment. They're pretty survivable, definitely against wolf lairs, which are going to be my primary targets for the time being. Maybe the occasional bandit cat, but I shouldn't worry about too much. So I'm going to upgrade my defenses a little bit more here. Boost them up. Then my next level, I think I will upgrade pike. And maybe do two levels of banqueting, so I get metal bashing and clothing, the full basic, and then upgrade pikemen. Yeah, that sounds good. So let's upgrade our defenses. That'll take care of that. Where are we at here? Stash. Excellent. Stash. Excellent. So since we viewed these, we don't need these anymore. They've been recorded for prosperity. Troops attack warfare. Excellent. Delete all marked. Yes, indeed. Thank y'all. And we have just finished attacking that wolf lair. That works out nicely, and we finished that stash. Let's take a look at what we got here. Hello? Did you not cap that stash? Got a little funky there, huh? Oh, you know what? That might have been the report I just deleted. View results. I don't know, because it only showed the cheese which I went after and the venison. View results. Everybody survived, including one wolf. Interesting. And there's that lone surviving wolf, I presume, up there. Lucky wolf. Excellent. What the heck happened to that stash? I wonder if somebody sniped that stash, but I don't see anybody else around. That is most interesting. Oh, somebody must have snagged that stash. Oh, I was doing other things. Now, is this in honor range? I don't think it is. No, too far. Oh well. Oh well, such is the things that happen. Yeah, otherwise good to go. So we ranked up, we've got our research, we attacked some wolf lairs, so we are good to go. Looking for that goal of 140,000 now. We can rank up to gentleman. Of course, we won't hit gentleman until after the siege camp disappears. Because once we hit gentleman, the attacks they send against me will be much, much more fierce, so to speak. So, we're almost to our free card in 2 minutes. Can we hang on for just under 3 minutes, I should say? Sure, why not? And we'll see what card I get. Of course, naturally, the cards I played yesterday expired. They're only good for 12 hours, but it did give quite a nice boost. In fact, that's the boost got me is what helped to get those parish donations in. So while we're here, let's take a look. See if build up a little bit more gold, and of course I level these guys up. I do want to level this guy up. So let's see, resources. So we are 6,000 away. Are we not? 6,000? It's 11. Oops. So almost there. So we will not use all our apples yet. We will go. Let's go 2,000. Keeping in mind with the cheese. So we will eventually rank this up. Now, of course, we're level 4 here, which gives us the 40. Oops. Let me do this. So I do 45% boost to all the orchids in the parish. Wrong button again. So we've got 45% boost to stone quarry. So again, as I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, the guild buildings here in the town hall, they're a good way to boost the production in your village, and of course everybody else's village who's in the parish, without actually having to spend a research point to do it. So that's why in the alpha I got in the habit of doing a lot of donating to the guilds. That way it saved me research points for things like being able to build up my army sooner or do banqueting, that kind of stuff. You can save those valuable research points, especially as you get higher the ranks. It takes longer and longer to rank up, so you're researching less and less. And of course, research takes longer and longer with each one you do. So building up these guild buildings are a quick and easy way, really. Once you get your initial infrastructure for your village established, it's a quick and easy way to rank up your production capabilities. As long as the steward, of course, is placing the right kind of buildings. So naturally, yeah, these were placed before I became steward, but obviously stone and wood are the most essential, and of course apples are the most essential because they're most basic resources that villages start out with. So it helps to place these first, rank them up, and then you can not only maintain your village infrastructure but also donate to increase productivity, and then be able to donate and rank up some of the lesser, the more advanced resources and production capabilities. So, archers eventually. I want to rank this guy up first before we rank up or improve. This is all for the parish army, of course. So what do we need there? 21 bows? Yes. Pretty close here. We need, what, 28 bows there. 21 and 28 bows. We only need 12 bows there. Sergeant at Arms gives us defenses. Okay, it's like ranking up defenses. So that's basically defenses for the parish castle. Speaking of which, castle completed. So as you can see, I've at least enclosed it. I've built a few more guardhouses here to, at some point, when I have enough funds to recruit the army, to give us more defenders. In fact, I think I will do that even further. So boop-a-doop. Place 2 this time. So that gives us 20. Actually, let's make sure that's in there as close as can be, right? Yeah. So once they complete in 6 hours, we'll be able to station 200 troops there. And once I can donate some more resources from, I gotta wait for our guys to get back, which is, they're still delivering another, so 46 minute return trip plus 10, so about 55 minutes, so almost an hour before I can donate resources to Grand here. So if you want to donate directly to your parish, you go, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. You go here to the trade window. Now this is selling to the exchange here. This little tab here allows you to sell to exchange, but here allows you to donate or trade, essentially trade as you would, as I just did with between my own villages. This allows me to trade with Grand. Essentially send Grand direct resources. So as you can see, 2,000 wood left after building those 2 guardhouses, 1,700 wood as you may have noticed, and of course I earlier donated some iron so I could build the killing pits. So this allows me, when I have a merchant available, to send stone directly to Grand's resources. So I'll send another 1,000 stone, and that should give me just enough stone to build one of the big towers, which takes 22 hours to complete, so I will most certainly be doing that once my merchant returns in an hour. So let's take a look at our free card here. Adds meat to your granary. Ooh, meat. Ooh, it's a nice one. 4,500 meat. Sweet. So got some free meat there. Since we don't have any hunters' huts available to give ourselves meat, we are still scouting for meat. So when one of our villages runs low, if we end up running low, because meat is usually plentiful via scouting, we can use that little ditty. If it looks like we won't need it, we could always trade it in with some other cards and buy a card of our choosing. Anyway, BJ Wilder here saying, see, there's some meat right there. Thanks for watching, and in fact, BJ Wilder saying, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you in game. Yes, he must have been him then, yep. Snipe that stash right out from under me. Bummer! Oh well. Better luck next time, eh?